Hello there and welcome back to my channel again. In today's part 3 video of coordinate geometry, we will try to comprehend and understand section formula and midpoint formula, and we will solve few sums based on these formulas. Okay, so for your better understanding, if you are new to this channel and you have missed out part 1 and part 2, here is a link given in the I section. Very first, consider a situation, take point A and B the way you are looking on the screen. Join them, and coordinate of A are x1 y1 and coordinate of B are x2 y2. Now consider a situation where point C lies on segment AB with the coordinate x and y, and the moment we locate point C on AB, at that time it divides AB into two parts, right? AC and CB, and let's consider the ratio of that division as m is to n. Okay, so in such case, to find the value of x and y, that is coordinate of C, okay, we have section formula. What that formula states: x equals to mx2 plus nx1 the whole upon m plus n, and same goes with the y, my2 plus ny1 the whole upon m plus n. Now what are the stuff to be observed in this formula? The value of m is always there with coordinates of B, that is x2 and y2 if you observe the formula, and value of n will be always there in the multiplication with the coordinates of A, that is x1 and y1. Don't forget that part. If you exchange the values, then of course your answer won't be correct, right? Now consider one more situation here, point A and B with the same coordinate x1 y1 and x2 y2, where the division of the ratio of the division is m is to n and coordinate of C are same x and y. Now what happens if that C is exactly in the midpoint of AB? At that time the ratio m is to n, okay, is nothing but 1 is to 1, right? The value will be same because AC equal to CB at that time. In such case, what will be the value for x and y according to section formula? Here we have x equal to 1x2, y1 because value of m is 1, right, plus 1x1, again value of n also 1, that's why 1x1 the whole upon 1 plus 1. What do we get? We get x2 plus x1 the whole upon 2, and this is midpoint formula because over here C is acting as a midpoint, and to get the value of that we have new formula over here, that is x2 plus x1 upon 2. This will be true for every midpoint for the segment whose coordinate we need to find. Okay, same goes for the y. Here y also equals to y2 plus y1 upon 2, and this is what the midpoint formula is. Okay, so we have understood the formula for section formula and midpoint formula, right, while calculating the coordinates of x and y. So what we have for the section formula, the value of x is nothing but mx2 plus nx1 the whole upon m plus n. Same goes with the y, my2 plus ny1 the whole upon m plus n. And for the midpoint formula, x equals to x1 plus x2 the whole upon 2, or x2 plus x1 the whole upon 2. And for the y, we have y2 plus y1 the whole upon 2. I hope it is clear for you all. For the section formula, do not forget that the value of m stick to the value of x2 and y2 for the in the multiplication. Okay, so we will try to solve few problems based on this section formula and midpoint formula from exercise 5.1. okay, so here we go with the first sum on the board. The question says point P is dividing segment AB in the ratio 2:3, and I need to find the coordinate of P. Okay, for that, coordinate of, consider again point AB, segment AB where point A has x1 y1, B has x2 y2. Okay, and of course the ratio of division is m is to n. Now as per the value given in the question, we have A equal to -1 7, B 4 -3, and for the ratio we have 2:3 the way you are looking on the screen. According to section formula, what do we have? X equals to mx2 plus nx1 the whole upon m plus n. Same goes with the y, my2 plus ny1 the whole upon m plus n. Now we will try to substitute the values given in the question in the formula, right? x equals to the value of m is 2 and x2 is 4 if you look in the diagram, right? So what we have, 2 into 4 plus value of n is 3, right? And value of x2 x1 is minus 1, so we have 3 into minus 1, right? The whole upon 2 plus 3. So what we have, 2 into 4 we get the answer 8, 3 into minus 1 we get the answer minus 3, right? In this denominator the sum of 2 plus 3 is 5. As a result we have in all 8 minus 3 upon 5. So what we have, 8 minus 3 answer is 5. So x equals to 5 upon 5 and that gives the answer 1, right? So value of x is 1 for now for this sum. Now let's try to calculate the value of y. For the y, again the way we decided, m always stick to y2 and n will always stick to y1. So what we have 2 into 3 negative 3, yes, plus 3 into 7 the whole upon 2 plus 3, and that gives me the answer minus 6 plus 2 the whole upon 5. After carrying out the operation we have plus 3 into 7 the whole upon 2 plus 3. After carrying out the operation we get 2 into minus 3, answer is minus 6, right? Plus 3 into 7 we get 21, and after carrying out the subtraction we get 15 upon 5, that results in 3. So in all the coordinate of point P are 1 and 3. Isn't it easy? Yes. Let's try one more sum based on this section formula from question. It is question number 2, sum number 1. The question says I need to find the coordinate of point A which divide the segment PQ in the ratio 2:1, and coordinates of point P and Q are given to us. For the P it is x1 y1, the values are minus 3 and 7. For the Q it is x2 y2, values are 1 and minus 4. The ratio AB, A is to B, is nothing but m is to n, and the values are 2:1. So let's try to find the coordinate of point A which are x and y. So according to section formula what we have x equal to mx2 plus nx1 the whole upon m plus n. For the y also my2 plus ny1 the whole upon m plus n. The moment you substitute the value in it, observe carefully, m is 2, n is 1, right? And x2 is nothing but 1 and x1 nothing but minus 3, negative 3. So in short we have 2 into 1 plus 1 into minus 3 the whole upon 2 plus 1 or 1 plus 2, whatever it is. Okay. The moment you carry out the operation, 2 into 1 we get answer 2. 1 into minus 3 answer is negative 3. Yes, and in the denominator we get 3. 2 minus 3 nothing but minus 1. So in short we have x equal to minus 1 upon 3. On the other side, when you substitute the value for y, we get 2 into negative 4. Yes, negative 4 is nothing but y2 plus n into 1 into 7, that value of n is 1, the whole upon 2 plus 1 again. 2 into negative 4 results in answer negative 8, afterwards 7. If you sum it, negative 8 plus 7, the value of bigger number, the rules of integer of course we need to follow, we have to be very cautious at that point. We get the answer minus 1 upon 3, and in short both the values for the x and y are equal, that is minus 1 upon 3. And don't forget to write the final answer here. Coordinates of point A are nothing but negative 1 upon 3 comma negative 1 upon 3. And I hope sub questions 2 and 3 you can do it on your own. So boys and girls, here we go with the third question on the board. The question says point T is dividing seg PQ in the ratio m is to n, and that ratio is missing. We need to find that ratio. P is nothing but x1 y1, the values are negative 3 and 10. Q, it is x2 y2 and the values are 6 and negative 8. For T it is xy, why xy? Because T is dividing sec PQ, right? The values are negative 1 and 6. Now by section formula we will try to find the ratio. We can calculate value of x and y both by section formula, but here as we need to find ratio, we will choose any one of them, either x or y. So which one you feel easier from the values of T, negative 1 or 6? Yes, negative 1, because the value of 1 always makes our calculation easier, right? So of course we will choose the formula for x. The formula is x equals to mx2 plus nx1 the whole upon m plus n. Substitute the value, we get negative 1 equals to m into 6 plus n into negative 3 the whole upon m plus n, right? After substituting the values, of course we need to find the value of m and n, right? The denominator m plus n will be moved to the other side of the equality. It goes in multiplication because over here on RHS it is in division. So the moment it moves to LHS, it goes in multiplication with -1, the way you are looking on the screen, right? On the RHS, now we are left with 6m negative 3n, right? After this, the moment you carry out the multiplication on LHS, that negative 1 is going to multiply it by m also and n also. As a result, we get answer negative m and negative n. On the other side, we have 6m minus 3n. Now what we have to do, it is the sort of linear equation, right? All the values of m will be made on one side and n on the other side. So as a result, we get 3n negative n equals to 6m plus m. After carrying out the operation, we get 2n equals to 7m, of course. Now as we require the ratio m is to n, that is m upon n, what we are going to do, on that n on the LHS will be moved to the denominator of the RHS. That gives us m upon n, and the value, the number with 7, that is coefficient of m, will move to the other side of the equality, that too in the division. That results in 2 upon 7, and in short we get the value of ratio 2 upon 7 as our final answer. So boys and girls, here we go with the next question on the board. The question says point P is dividing seg AB. Again the ratio is missing and the value of P are given to us as K and 7, and I need to find that value of K also. So here are the given details on the board. A is nothing but x1 y1 and the coordinates are 8 and 9. For B it is 1 and 2. For P xy it is K and 7, and I need to find that m is to n also. So before proceeding further, before finding the value of K, we will find the ratio first of all, because without ratio we are not able to find the value of K. The way I told you in the previous sum, to find the ratio we need to choose only one of the value from x or y, whichever the one you feel easier to you in that value. So over here, if you observe P, the value of x is already missing, so we are left with only value of y, and that using that value of y we will find ratio first of all, that is m is to n, and using that ratio we will find the value of K. So here we move with this section formula on the board with the value of y. Y equals to my2 plus ny1 the whole upon m plus n. The moment you substitute the value in it, we get 7 equals to m into 9 plus n into 2 the whole upon m plus n. After this step, in the previous sum also what we did, we moved that m plus n to the other side of the equality in the multiplication. So here also we are going to do the same step. 7 multiplied by that whole bracket, that is m plus n, equals to 9m plus 2n. Okay. After this we will use fountain method of multiplication, that is 7 is going to multiply it with m also and with n also. As a result we get 7m plus 7n equals to 9m plus 2n. We are with the linear equation. The values of m will be kept on one side and values of n will be on the other side, so that 2n will move to the other side of the equality, that is LHS, and 7m will be moved to the other side. That results in 7n minus 2n equals to 9m minus 7m. After carrying out the operation we get 5n equals to 2m. We require m is to n, that is m upon n. So what we are going to do, that n on the LHS will move to the other side of the equality in the division, and coefficient of m, that is 2, will go to the other side. That results in m upon n equals to 5 upon 2. Isn't it easy? Yes. So required ratio is 5:2, and now utilizing this ratio, the way we are looking on the screen, we are going to find the value of x, that is k. So again, by section formula, we have x equals to mx2 plus nx1 the whole upon m plus n. Substitute the value. What do we get? We get k equals 5 into 1 plus 2 into 8 the whole upon 5 plus 2. The moment you carry out the multiplication, we get 5 plus 16 the whole upon 7, right? Now, after getting the sum of 5 plus 16, we get answer 21. Therefore, k equals to 21 upon 7, and after carrying out the division, we get answer 3. So, in short, the value of k is 3, and the required ratio is nothing but 5:2. And so, boys and girls, till now we have done sums based on section formula, and now question number 4 and question number 6 are based on midpoint formula. And from them, here we go with the question number 6 on the board. The question says we need to find the coordinates of midpoint joining the points 22 and 20 and 0 and 16. Okay, so let's consider point P equals, point P is nothing but x1 y1 whose coordinates are 22 and 20. For point Q it is x2 y2 and coordinates are 0 and 16. And now let the midpoint of the segment joining these points, that is P and Q, is T, whose coordinates are x and y, and we need to find those coordinates. So as it's a midpoint, which is mentioned in the question, we will proceed further with the midpoint formula. What does the formula say? X equals to x1 plus x2 upon 2, or x2 plus x1 upon 2, and y equals to y2 plus y1 upon 2. Do not forget to mention by midpoint formula. The moment you substitute the value, we get x equals to 0 plus 22 upon 2, and you know that 0 plus 22, that results in 22. As a result, x equals to 22 upon 2, resulting into x equal to 11. So we have got first coordinate of point P. Similarly, the moment you substitute the value for y2 and y1, we get 16 plus 20 the whole upon 2. After adding, we get y equal to 36 upon 2, and that results in y equal to 18 after carrying out the division. So in short, we have coordinates of midpoint point T actually as 11 and 18, the way you are looking on the screen. Boys and girls, now it is time to solve question number 4, which says point P is the center of the circle, segment AB is the diameter of the circle, and coordinates of A and P are given to me. We can say A equal to A, x1 y1 equals to 2 and negative 3. For B it is x2 and y2. For P it is x and y, values are negative 2 and 0, and we need to find B, that is x2 y2. Always keep it in mind, for any circle, center always act as midpoint of the diameter. Considering this part, we can say point P is nothing but midpoint of the diameter AB. So we can apply midpoint formula, right? According to midpoint formula, x equal to x2 plus x1 upon 2 and y equals to y2 plus y1 upon 2. This time substitute the value very cautiously, because x2 and y2 are missing. Those are the values we need to find, and value of x and y are given to us. The moment you put the value for x, we get negative 2 equals to x2 plus 2 the whole upon 2. The way we solved in the previous sum, the 2 in the denominator will move to the other side of the equality in multiplication. That results in negative 2 into 2, negative 4. So negative 4 equals to x2 plus 2. This time 2, which is in addition with x2, will move to the other side of the equality in subtraction. That results in x2 equals to minus 4 and minus 2. After utilizing the rules of integer, we get x2 equal to negative 6. So first coordinate of B is there with us, that is negative 6. Now substitute the value for y, that is 0 presently over here. So 0 equals to y2 plus 3 the whole upon 2. Of course, that 3 is in negative. The moment you shift that 2 in the denominator to the other side, we get 0 into 2, answer is 0. So 0 equals to y2 minus 3. Now that minus 3 will move to the other side of the equality, that is towards the 0, and that goes in plus, that is addition, right? So in short, we have y equals to positive 3, and that gives us the value for y. And in short, the coordinates of v are negative 6 and 3, the way you are looking on the board. So boys and girls, this time we have solved the sums based on section formula and midpoint formula. In tomorrow's lecture, we will solve centroid formula and few questions which are based on the properties of section formula and midpoint formula all together. That is application based sum. Till then, see ya and take care.